So hello and welcome to the fourth round recap of this season. If you watch the third or the third game, you will probably know how we are still positioned in the table before the game. So before the game, we had one match won, one match lost, and the third one drawn. So we had a pretty good performance for the start of the season because the opponents that we had, the teams were all pretty strong. So now in the fourth round, we again had a pretty strong team, not one of the really top favorites for the title, but they were also a lot stronger than us. And when I prepared for the game, I also expected a bit of a different opponent. So my opponent was really the best possible opponent that I could get. So they really played with nearly the best team they could field. And so my preparation was then not that perfect again. So my opponent had 2016 German rating. I still have this 1841. Interesting thing is I played this guy already, I think 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and there I won, but there I had the white pieces. So as you can see, and as I told in the last recap, I had this round the black pieces again, so third time in a row. I hope I have a few times the white pieces in the second part of the season, but okay, I mean that's also part of the a part of playing in a league. So it always depends which position you are playing, then you get the one colors or the others. It's not like in a Swiss tournament where you cannot get at least not more than 2 times in a row the same colors, and in the long run you shouldn't have more than once well, you should never have 2 times more one color than the other. Okay, but that's the conditions. We played again a pretty strong team. Opponent had 150 something, no 175, 175 more rating points than me. So it's pretty tough also with the black pieces, but okay, I will just go with you through the game, analyze it a bit, and then tell you how it went in general for the team and give you a bit of an outlook to the second half of the season. So the first thing is a positive thing. So my opponent started with e4. So my last two opponents all had played d4, and I couldn't basically show my new prep. But now this opponent played e4, so now it perfectly worked, and I could play the first time in a classical game as a Scandinavian. I played it, not a lot, but a few times in rapid games, and I was pretty happy about the results in general. The games were interesting, so I was happy to have it also in a classic game. My opponent took. I take, so he takes d5. I take back with the queen on d5. He plays the knight to c3, attacking the queen, and here I play the variation with queen to d8, so just moving the queen back. He plays d4. I play knight to f6. He plays knight to f3. I play the variation with bishop to g4. He plays h3. I play bishop takes f3, and he plays queen takes f3, and I play c6. So far, everything, normal, expected. I don't know. In this position, he played a move that, I did not that much expect, but I mean, it's not a wrong or terrible move, but he played bishop f4. Bishop f4. And okay, here I was a bit, yeah, surprised. I mean, there are different ways how to play it. So bishop e3, bishop g5. I've seen both, but that was a bit surprising for me. Okay, but I thought, yeah, well, I have to play the normal moves, so I have to yeah, create this typical pawn structure. So I played e6. That's also a fine move. And here he just castled long. So I kind of expected this after, yeah, bishop f4, so that he made this space for castling. And yeah, so in this position, I was like, okay, what does my preparation say? My preparation says this knight belongs to d7, so knight b to d7, and this bishop can either go to e7 or d6. Yeah. I don't want to play bishop d6 because I don't want to trade bishops, because yeah, my black bishop is one of the most important assets, so I don't want to trade it. And I also thought about bishop to b4, but I also don't want to trade the bishop against this knight for the same reason. So the bishop is one of the strong pieces, so I just don't want to trade it. So by this logic, I came to the idea that I should play bishop to e7, which is, yeah, more or less an automatic move that I play here. But this is already a pretty big mistake. So if I go back, then yeah, the position is okay, plus 7, plus 0.7 for the white pieces. I mean, this is a bit bigger than, yeah, with other openings, but this is kind of what you have to yeah, live with the black pieces. But after playing this, yeah, probably too passive move, bishop to e7, the evaluation drops already to, yeah, 1.1. Yeah, so this is already pretty bad. Yeah? Here my opponent, yeah, just made a normal development move, king to b1. So I mean, there's not exactly a reason why to play it right here, but normally when you long castle, you should place the king on b1. So why not here? Okay, so now the question developing the knight or doing or castling. I thought castling is a bit more important, so I just castled. And this is again a mistake, so now I'm already 1.6 yeah, behind. The evaluation is pretty, yeah, tough for me. My opponent now played bishop to d3, also a bit surprising for me, because often I see bishop to c4 or something, but yeah, probably that's a good idea, strategy when you castle short. So here, yeah, the bishop is already looking here on the h7 pawn. So yeah, after bringing a bit the other rook, moving the pawns, so this can become, yeah, dangerous pretty quickly. So I've seen that, yeah. And okay, in this position, I thought, okay, I don't change the general idea of the opening, so I just make the moves that I learned. And yeah, so the computer already says, okay, maybe in this position you should play something like knight a6 to play then knight to b4, attack this bishop, because I mean this bishop is too dangerous, so maybe, yeah, trade it down. But I was still like, okay, I know the opening moves, so this knight belongs to d7. Just play knight b to d7, and now it's 1.9. Yeah, or now the computer already says it's +2 for the white pieces. So this is, yeah, kind of already won. I mean, yeah, you still need to find the right moves and the right ideas, but yeah, this is pretty tough. A pretty tough advantage. Okay, now it's 1.9 again, but okay, doesn't matter if it's 2 or 1.9. This is really bad for the black pieces. Oh, no, it's 1.88. Well, anyway. And now my opponent already starts with attacking on the king's side. So just played g4. And I mean, okay, it was a yeah, kind of expected move from him. But the question is how to continue that, yeah, or how to play against him. And I had basically, yeah, two ideas. Or I mean, one idea is always to move with the knight from f6 to d5, because I mean he threatens g5. The knight has to go anywhere, so I can straight away move my knight to d5. The other option would be a preparation move, so knight to b6 to support the move to d5, because right at the moment when I play d5 straight away, I mean, yeah, he cannot let me take with my knight on c3, so he has to take, and then I have to take with a pawn, so probably c takes d5. Yeah, but then I changed the pawn structure. So question is, do I want that? The other option is to put this knight to b6. So when I play then knight, well, probably the f knight to d5, I can always take back with the other knight. Yeah. And then you also have the option to place the knight from here to b4 and attack again the bishop. So might have been an option. I decided to go straight away with a knight to d5. Okay, yeah, in this position there are not really many options for him, so he kind of has to take. And I kind of have to take with the c-pawn. I mean, okay, engine says taking with the e-pawn on d5 is also fine, but I felt like, okay, I need to attack on the queen side, so I need to open up files. So opening the c file is probably better than opening the e file. Well, but I mean, why would I want to have an open e file? Okay, so I take with the c pawn, and he just continues his attack and plays aggressively h4. Okay, pushing the pawns towards my king. And now the question is a bit, okay, how do I start here with an attack? I mean, I'm already behind in time. So where to put the pieces? I mean, if I develop the queen, let's say to b6 to somehow attack here in the b file, also to a bit attack the d4 pawn. Currently it's protected by the rook, but I mean, yeah, it works. Then I blockade my knight. But I need my knight for the attack, so playing knight b6 to either play knight c4 or knight a4 to somehow attack here. Yeah, that seemed to be the most reasonable move. So I played knight b6. My opponent, yeah, just said, okay, nothing, there is no threat, nothing can happen here, so just move the pawns on the queen side, on the king side, and he plays g5. Yeah. Okay, now here the question is a bit, what should I do with the knight? Yeah? Should I go with the knight to c4 or to a4? So this was basically one of the times where I really thought a bit or thought a lot about the different options. So, I mean, when you have the knight to c4, one thing that always can happen is that he trades with the bishop. So, I mean, maybe not the best trade for him because his bishop is also an attacking piece, and yeah, maybe he should not give the bishop away, and then I have a pawn on c4. But I mean, it's eliminating one attacking piece, and I don't have that many pieces that are actually attacking the king. Yeah, so maybe avoid that. Knight on c4 attacks otherwise just the b2 pawn. Yeah, so that is kind of a threat when the queen is also attacking the b2 pawn. But yeah, I mean, how much of a threat is it? The knight could go to a3 at some point. Also, when the queen is on b6 and pins the pawn, and then there's a check, and the knight might take on c2. I don't know, but the c2 pawn is also protected. So, yeah. And when you move the knight to a4, you have basically the same thing: attack on the b2 pawn, and the knight might go to c3 and fork king and rook. I mean, as long as this pawn is pinned, it works. If it's not pinned, okay. So the idea is putting the knight to a4 and then the queen to b6 to pin that pawn and threaten here a 4 pawn. Yeah, relatively easy idea, and it's probably the only halfway forcing move sequence. So I played a knight to a4. Okay, and here I already thought before, okay, which kind of defensive moves does he have? And I've already seen that he can also bring the bishop back to c1 to attack, to protect the b2 pawn, and then everything is kind of not that much working anymore. But I thought like, okay, I have to do something. Those are some, this is a forcing move sequence. Bishop c1 is not really preventing it. I mean, it's a bit stopping my attack, but at least all my pieces are a lot better positioned, and I create some threats. So just do it and continue it. And okay, my opponent played the bishop back to c1, and I played nevertheless the queen to b6, because knight to c3 is still a threat. It's a fork. The b2 pawn is pinned by the queen, so it is a threat. Okay, so now in this position he played king to a1, and here I had an idea. So basically the idea was to to bring more attackers to the attack, and the idea was bring the bishop to a3. And the idea was basically, I just show you, bring the bishop to a3. So he takes here, I take here, and here I did not see that he can play just c3, so I thought he has to play the king here, and I can play the knight here, and then I win the rook. So that was basically the idea. The problem that I have seen in this is the position. In this position is that after this move, he can of course just sack the bishop. King has to take, so now he already has here a kind of or I have kind of even more weakened my king's position, and then he can just take this bishop with the queen. So this is first losing a pawn, an important defensive pawn in front of my king, and then this attack is completely stopped, so I really don't have any more resources. So so this was a huge issue for me. That bishop h7, bishop taking h7 with check is opening up this third rank, and the queen is basically protecting all that square. So also knight to c3 doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't work anyway, but then the queen could also take it, and bishop to a3. I just show it to you. So in this position, I thought, okay, what can I do? And I mean, from one perspective, it's of course always bad to move pawns in front of the king. I mean, the best defense for a king is exactly like the white pawns in front of the king are positioned. It's a phalanx, so just pawns next to each other, because there you cannot really push a pawn in and force a trade. So you can always, when a pawn, let's say when this pawn would be on a3, then you could always play b3 and prevent a trade of pawns, and then the own pawns are just blockading blockading the attack. So this a8 rook is blocked behind the a7 pawn. So if I don't have the pawn, it would be better. So I want to trade the pawns. And the problem with g6 is, of course, that h5 is kind of, I don't know. This is forcing a trade, and then this h file is open, and then he can just attack very easily. So that's why g6 is under normal circumstances a very bad move. But so the other option to prevent this check would have been playing king to h8, and I thought king to h8 would be an even worse waste of a temple. So I don't know. So that's why I decided for playing g6. I mean, you've kind of seen it. And one thought in the back of my head was also, and so I played g6, was that if he plays h5 right now, I have this trick, so I can take with the bishop on g5, and he cannot take back because the queen can take here with mate, right? So yeah, the only thing that he can do is, yeah, basically take here. Okay, I thought I could take here, but it's not working right now because, yeah, if I take here straight away, he can take like this, and then this is mate. So that's why it's not working straight away. But you can take first with the pawn to attack the queen. Then the queen goes here. And okay, I thought I should play rook to f7. This is okay. Rook to f7 is bad because, yeah, I just show it to it because now you can sack here the bishop. When you take back, this is just mate. So also a motive I've seen later in the game. So I didn't want to spoil that. But yeah, you can play the pawn to h6 and block everything in here. Okay, and in this position there is one defensive move. So I did not calculate everything until this position, but I just want to show it to you. So no, wait, sorry. Now this is a position f4. Yeah, f4 is a move to block the bishop in. I mean, you can still take once again, but yeah, now you can move the queen here, and now the queen threatens to enter the attack. And yeah, I mean, the computer still finds a few defensive moves, but here you play then c3. The queen is protecting the b2 pawn, and yeah, I mean, I can see that now it's slowly becoming pretty bad. Yeah, to defend the king. I mean, yeah, technically you are 2 pawns up, but I mean, this position looks pretty bad. Yeah. Okay, so I think we don't need to look that much deeper into this variation. Okay, so I played g6. One alternative that I also thought about was playing the rook to c8 to also bring one additional attacker to the game. Bring one additional attacker into the game. But yeah, I felt like a rook on c8. I mean, it's natural to put the rooks into this semi-open file, but a rook staring at the c2 pawn, I did not really see any advantage of that. Yeah, I thought at some point that maybe it could help when a knight or a bishop or whatever piece is placed on c3 and taken with the b pawn, that you can protect it with a rook or whatever. But I did not see any advantage of bringing a rook into the into the open and into the semi-open c file. So I just didn't do it, which was also not that smart in hindsight. Okay, so I played g6, and now the evaluation drops already below 4. So 4 points is just clearly lost. But my opponent made now a mistake. So he thought, okay, I cannot play h5 because bishop takes g5. So he played rook from d1 to g1 to protect this pawn. And okay, so in this position, I first thought, okay, now my move works. And my planned move was bringing the bishop to a3. And what I calculated was bishop to a3. And now, I mean, just showing if he does not do anything, you can just take here, and this would be mate. Or alternative is if he does not take back here, so this is also, yeah, here it's mate. Or yeah, there's also not the option that you can go here, and so, but everything is made, right? So let's go back. So if he plays any random move, yeah, it's just made. So one way to stop this attack would also be this, but now this pawn is unprotected with a check. And okay, I did not see that it's actually so bad. The computer says that it's mate in 5, so I thought this is the way he has to react. Then I played a knight here, and I thought I can just force a repetition. So that was actually my idea. But now I see why it's not a repetition. You can move the knight here. He has to go back. Then the knight goes here. The bishop is forced to take, and then the queen mates here. I did not see that either. But yeah, I also thought, okay, this cannot be good when he is playing like that. But yeah, I did not see the mates. So yeah, and the third option, the most obvious option, is just taking back. Then the queen takes, and then what I calculated is king here, and the knight checks, the king goes away, and then yeah, I would have just assumed that this is kind of a repetition. Okay, and when when he played after he played rook to g1, I thought, okay, should I go for that repetition? And then I calculated more closely, and then I calculated, okay, bishop goes here, pawn takes here, queen takes here. Oh, he can also block here with the pawn. Yeah, this was what I've seen then. And then I thought, okay, I can take with the knight, but then he plays the bishop here, and then I have a problem. Then everything falls apart. Or the alternative is I take with the queen, and then he goes with the king, just one move to b1. And now I have a problem, because there is no check anymore, there is no real attack, and I don't have any supporting pieces. So how can I proceed? There is no way to proceed. So that was what I thought, that there is no way to proceed, and he can just play h5 and take, and the attack is going through very quickly, and yeah, I'm done. That was what I thought. But actually, this variation, just like I showed it to you, is how you can kind of equalize the position. So here it's just plus 0, 1 for the white pieces, because there is one move that I absolutely did not calculate, or I thought I need to be more forcing. I need to have some clear, direct, immediate attacks, but I don't need them. Yeah, I have in this position a bit of time, and here the move that actually keeps the position kind of drawn is the rook from a8 to c8. Yeah? And the idea is rook lift to c6 and then to b6. And this is kind of a mate threat that you have to react against. Yeah? The best move according to the computer is moving the rook up to g4, and here there's also just one way to keep everything together, and I also did not see that before I did the analysis of the computer. You can actually play d4 and block the rook from this fourth rank. Otherwise, I mean, the knight is attacked, and where do you go with the knight? Can you move it back? Yeah. Yeah, in that position, I would have probably thought about knight to c5 to again attack this bishop here. So something like this. Yeah. Um, okay. Yeah, and now it's already worse again for the black pieces. I mean, okay, there are a bit of problems that have to be fixed quickly, so you need to protect that bishop. But I mean, in the end, this bishop is now free to go to b2, and okay. But I'm just going back to. Sorry, I have to go back to this position because I kind of, I kind of. No, wait. King has to move. Rook has to move. Rook has to move. Pawn blocks, same idea, still rook lift. So apparently the best move is to bring the queen back. I mean, it's again an attack on the knight. And now the queen has to go back to c6. Yeah, and this is already a position where I would have thought, okay, now wait. The queen was blockading the c3 square. So I was quickly confused because I thought, okay, knight c3 is just winning the queen. Why doesn't it work? Yeah, okay, it doesn't work because the queen just moved away from c3 to c6. Okay, so but this is again a position where I'm kind of thinking, well, is black really so good in this position? I mean, okay, the white king is now pretty open, but I mean, I already invested material. There is no really that clear way how to continue the attack. I don't have that many attackers. He can just play h5 at some point, trade the pawns, then bishop comes in, and so for me, this is looking still pretty bad. So I don't know if I could have kept this a draw, but yeah. So this is basically the idea in the position. Yeah, that would have kept it a draw. I've seen bishop a3, or it was actually my main plan, bishop a3, but I thought it doesn't work. And yeah, okay, it did work. But I mean, this bishop to g5 idea with attacking this bishop on c1, this is still an idea that was in the back of my head. So I thought, okay, maybe there's an alternative way how to attack the bishop. And then I came up with the idea bishop b4 with the idea bishop to d2. So I just show it to you. Yeah, I played bishop to b4, and I wanted to play bishop d2 and trade down the bishops with mate threat. Yeah. In this position, I also quickly thought about why not taking with the queen on d4, but then I realized, rook to g4. So if you play this, it's just that. And now, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just going back, and it's it's funny. I mean, this is a free knight, but the computer says h5 is the best move, just winning a free knight. This is, yeah, it's wasting two moves to win that knight, one to take it and one to bring the rook back. So okay, but anyway, so this is what I played. Now he had to react again on the threat of bishop to d2. He did that by playing the queen to e3. Yeah, I did not 100% expect that, but yeah, I mean, so the question is how to proceed now. What to do? I mean, the problem is now I cannot even do any tricks with queen takes d5 with queen takes d4 check anymore. So even that does not work anymore. Yeah, because now the d4 pawn is protected. So now basically all my threats and ideas are broken or are prevented. Yeah, all my threats are not working anymore. And now, yeah, I basically played a bit of desperation moves. So I thought, okay, maybe I can somehow open something in the center. So idea was, or I played e5 with the idea, okay, when the queen takes, I can still play bishop to d2. If he does not take, I mean, okay, then I win the d pawn. So probably he will do something. Maybe e4 could also have been an idea. I mean, yeah, I did not really think about e4 because I expected him to take, but in this position, yeah, e4 sounds reasonable to just kick out the bishop and yeah, force the bishop back. But okay, yeah, so that's it. But yeah, my opponent kind of just ignored it and said, okay, my attack is so strong, I don't know what you're doing here in the center. I just play h5. Okay. And in this position, I mean, you can think about e4, but I mean, okay, then I'm forcing the bishop away and the bishop cannot take here. So probably e4 would have been a bit more resilient. But instead I thought, okay, I'm just taking on d4. He takes d4, and also the queen is kind of protecting the g6 pawn. So that was also a thing in the back of my head that, yeah, now that the queen is protecting the g6 pawn, the bishop cannot take immediately. So I found a few kind of defensive resources. My opponent reacted on that by just playing queen to h3, and yeah, I mean, now the queen is kind of threatening. Yeah, it's even a mate threat, right? Yeah, when he takes here, queen takes. So when he plays pawn takes on g6, queen takes on h7 is even a mate threat. So I need to react somehow on that. And yeah, I mean, there is kind of one desperation way how to react, and I played that. So I played bishop to c3. I mean, it is also a mate threat. Yeah, it is a mate threat, so he has to react. But I mean, it's not really. Yeah, it's not hard to react. I mean, if you can quickly calculate that there is not really an attack that can reach anything, so he just can take the pawn. Then I played an intermediate move, so maybe, yeah, maybe you can still trick him somehow. So I played queen to a5 with the idea, okay, when the queen takes, yeah, just I just show it to you when he would just take here. H takes g6, then I have queen takes c3, and you cannot move the bishop in between, so you can move, so he has to move the king here, and then I can just force a repetition like that. Yeah. So this is still a trick when he would be yeah, too careless. This would work, but yeah, he basically found yeah, the threat and countered it with bishop to b2. Yeah, now the question is, okay, how to take on c3. I mean, I can take with the pawn, but if I take with the pawn, then probably he can play h2 g6, maybe, or maybe not. Yeah, maybe he needs to go back with the bishop. Yeah, just quickly checking it. Yeah, going back with the bishop, there is not any reasonable threat that I can build up. So yeah, it does not make any sense. So what would have been a bit more dangerous is taking on b2 with the knight, but the problem is also there is not any immediate threat. He just does not need to take back with the king. Yeah, so this is also an idea. Even king takes back is still winning. I thought this could be dangerous. I thought this would be somehow a problem, but yeah, you can just go with the king back to the corner, and then if you make a mate threat, you can bring a rook back, and then everything is defended. Yeah, so that also does not work. Yeah, I think I've shown every variation except of what I've played. So I played knight takes c3 because that is still a main threat on a2, but also easy to react. You can just play a3 and now nothing works anymore. And I don't have any reasonable threats anymore. So now in this position, I could kind of resign already. Okay, I played on a bit, so I played queen back to c7 because you need to protect the h3 square, and I basically protect it indirectly. He still plays h takes g6. Now I play, or I have to take with the f pawn on g6 that the queen protects the h7 square. But yeah, in this position, everything is already kind of too late. So he just takes with the bishop on g6. I cannot really take back because, if I take back, the queen enters here. The king, has to go to f7. The queen can go back, and okay, it doesn't really matter where the king goes. I'm just losing the queen, so I cannot take back. Instead, I mean, again, a bit of a desperation move. I played h5. But yeah, I mean, it's not really stopping anything. He can just play queen takes h5. Then he has again a mate threat with the queen on h8. So I played queen to g7 to block, to stop the mate threat, but there are still more than enough other threats that lead to mate in the end. And he played bishop to h7. I have to play king to h8. He plays bishop to f5. Again check, so I have to go back with the king to g8, and he plays bishop to e6 with check. And this was then the position where I resigned because it's pretty simple what I feared. So I mean, the only move that I can really make is putting the rook here. I expected the bishop to take here. I kind of have to move the king here, and then I expected the queen to take or to check me here. Okay. When the king takes, probably king takes is still more resilient. But then the queen takes this rook, and then I mean, queen takes b7 is a threat that forces a queen trade, or I mean, more or less everything is a threat. So in that position, everything was for me then bad enough to resign. I'm just going back to the final position. So this was the final position, move 30, and okay, this was where I resigned finally. Okay, so quick feedback to the other games. So in the end, we lost the game with a rating, or not a rating, with a with 5 to 7 points, or board points. I don't know. So we had 2 wins. There were 2 draws, and we had 4 losses then. So our last 3 boards, so I was playing board 6, and boards 7 and 8 lost. So this is a bit of the issue of our team. So we have strong players in the front, but then our playing strength goes down. And a lot of the opponent's teams are not like that. So they have really from board 1 to board 8 very strong players, and this is kind of hurting us on the last few boards. But okay, that's the thing. There are also 2 weaker teams that we play in the second half of the season, and also at least 1 team that also does not have 2,000 rated players till kind of the last board. So there are weaker teams and more beatable teams, and we still have pretty good chances to stay in the league with our 3 points that we made in the first 4 games. We are now the third last team in the table, but as I said, we are still playing the 2 weakest teams, so there are chances. It's not that bad, I would say. Okay, and this was the last game in the first part of the season. Now there is a break over the holidays. I will play a bit of chess during that time, so there are rapid and blitz tournaments. So I will be more active in that kind of tournaments. So I also play individual games. I don't always play just for a team, but this is a bit my personal plan for the holiday time. I mean, first relax and then have some of these tournaments in shorter time formats, and then I hope I'm going or I'm coming back strong or stronger in the second half of the season. I mean, I'm not unhappy to have now 2 out of 4 points against 4 stronger opponents, 2 times 2000 rated, 3 times 2000 plus rated opponents, 1 time 1900 a bit rated opponent, and I still have just my 1841 rating, and I had 3 times the black pieces. So I mean, it's I overachieved kind of. So I cannot be too sad over sad about the results so far. But okay, losing a game is never a happy thing or a thing where you can be happy about. So I have to live with that sometimes you lose. So what I was not happy about was that I kind of messed up the opening in a way that I just played stupidly the moves that I learned and did not think about, okay, my opponent plays a bit different than the main line I learned, so maybe I should play different moves than I learned by heart. So I came up with bishop to b4 in the opening as a more aggressive, active move, and later of the game I also remembered that in my prep there are opening ideas where bishop to b4 is just a normal move. So and I also came up with a few other ideas that I made during the analysis that I do not show out of time reasons, and I mean also I don't want to spoil it. Maybe I played this opening in one of the other games, so I just don't want to tell everything that I might play in a later game when I still try out to play the opening just in a better way. But so I'm not really happy about how the opening went and how I did with my prep. But okay, that's it. Okay, so then thank you very much for watching this game and also staying in touch during the first 4 games of the season. There will be 5 more recaps in the second half of the season. Maybe I also do 1, 2 other videos in between about my performances at this Rapid and Blitz tournaments, or I don't know, maybe not. But there will be for sure end of January the next video about the recap of round 5. And until then, I'm wishing you a happy holiday season, also a time to relax, I hope. And then I hope that you watch the next video in January. So have a good time.